Honestly, I really love it because my family in Mexico, they are construction workers, so this kind of takes me to the root. And it makes me feel at home, even though like they're far away. This is a really a technique that brings me close to home.
I think, yeah, it definitely prepares me a lot. It's made me a lot more independent in the studio. I know how to prepare my work. I know how the kilns fire off, which is really big. I know how to like underglaze and glaze properly and prepare my work to go into a kiln setting so that it won't fail potentially. Although with ceramics, there's always a chance. So, but yeah, it's definitely been applicable to. I've learned a lot, and I know lots of my classmates and my friends have asked me questions, and now I know the answer to it, and I can help them when maybe the faculty is busy or they just maybe feel too shy to talk to the faculty. So I'm really happy to be that for them.
I think just the visual, like visually being able to see what collective minds of artists have come up together, right? So I'm not even sure if these students even created these pieces, but these are pieces that are like, they're personal and they come together to make a whole. So I think just that in itself like brings together like, okay, for me it's more of like a grounding, like I feel grounded. That's why I was talking about like, it's gonna be nice to run my fingers through there once it's up there, because that connection with that piece of art. So for me, I think that's just like life-changing.
What I've learned from art and entrepreneurship is that there is definitely the possibility. The university definitely will give you the skill set and the know-how, and then it's kind of up to you to kind of seek out those opportunities to make things. I've heard a lot of student success stories that have actually done like paint jobs across the street for some of the restaurants. And I know there's a want for art, especially like ceramic art and these tile murals, because people really like the fact that these were handmade by a specific team and then it's installed and it just livens up the area.
I mean, in my undergrad program, I never took ceramics, so I think being brought in on that after graduation really served as like adding another tool to my toolbox and has really expanded my horizons and made me want to dabble in different mediums going forward. So it's really exciting.
I personally like sculpting and creating the figures. But when I look at it completed, I think what really gets my attention is the colors. So, I mean, I didn't have too much to do with that, but I love the way they painted it. All the colors are just coming out so bright.
I have learned a lot for my skill set, especially it's nice getting experience recording while people are doing work, especially work that can't be recreated as well, so it's nice to get that experience. But also I've just learned a lot about ceramics, which I haven't taken any ceramics classes, so it's nice to kind of see the process, see how it's being installed, and be able to then tell the audience how that happened as well, because I'm learning too. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the process was for this type of thing, so to learn that as well as just the general video experience and editing and shooting people creating work is very fun.
Oh, it has already, definitely. I started working at the Sam and Alfreda Malou Foundation for Arts and Crafts, and during the interview process they asked me about the mediums that I'm familiar with, and a lot of the people on the staff there work with ceramics, so that was a really great pathway to being hired there. So I think going forward that'll help, and working on a public art project, of course, is always nice. So.
Well, I really want to, I think, go into studio tech work. I really like to be in the studio with ceramicists and helping them make their own art or making my own art in the time that I have.
I think that this project has been amazing for networking for the future, and I think that it gives me a good foundation to create things like this in the future, whether it be for myself or for my community. I think I now have the skill set to create wherever I want to go.
Well, first I'm gonna drag them up here. Like this is a whole vibe, the way I was connected here, and I transferred from Valley College. There's so many opportunities. So 5 years from now, I hope that I'm able to, even maybe form like a little group where, students are able to get on university campuses and experience what it's like to be in the art department, what it's like to be in the science department, but yeah, I would be pushing heavy like on the visual arts because that's my home. You know, that's where I've cried. That's where that's where I've had good times. You know, that's where I've met really good people. And that's a huge influence for me too. Like being able to engage and socialize with other artists. Like I attach to that, and that's the reason why I volunteered to come here. I'm just like I want to be a part of that, like any way I can. So yeah, I thank you for that.
Knowing that it's gonna be there for quite a while, I guess it brings you a little bit of pride, right? Knowing that you had something to do with that, and hopefully if my kids come here, right, be able to say, hey, my mom had something to do with that. She kind of sculpted these, and she'll know.
I feel like the mural has helped me see that I do want to stay completely involved in ceramics.
Because I do want to go into kind of media and advertising. I am a design major, so that does include social media as well as creating videos, videography, sound, and all that stuff. So it's great experience for what I want to pursue.
I would like to incorporate the non-ceramic materials in my future, so I kind of see clay as my future, and just kind of adding that human touch that clay is so good at getting fingerprints, and just that, just showing that the person
I
made.
want to teach art. I've always wanted to teach art. I found my passion for art, and I want to share that with other people. So, however I can impart that onto the world would be great. I think that Cal State San Bernardino has given me a really great foundation to be able to share that with people. So I look forward to being able to do that in the future.
Yeah, so my grandfather was a Mason. My father still is a Mason. I even had the pleasure of running off to the Caribbean and working under other Masons until I decided to come further my education here. Right, and then I think Matt mentioned it earlier, the mix of materials, I get to bring what I know about masonry into the ceramic world and allow stuff like this to happen because it is something new. It is something out of it. This is not like standard tile, but it has been just fun. I'm gonna definitely do know my way around cement products. So, and I'm glad I can help. You know, because people are gonna come by this and see it hopefully forever. Knock on tile.